All right, here's your tropical update. We are tracking an area of disturbed weather in the central Atlantic. It is headed towards the Lesser Antilles. Here's a look at this. Really, there's not much there. In fact, the system really has yet to truly form yet. So we don't expect anything to form through the middle of the week, just a big cluster of showers and thunderstorms. But once we start moving towards the weekend, we could see some development as this disturbance begins to work its way into the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos, areas north of Hispaniola. And you can see the main development area outlined in orange extends from just off the southeast U.S. through the Florida Peninsula, perhaps through the Florida Straits, and even the eastern Gulf of Mexico, not entirely being ruled out at this time for an area where we could see development. So we're seeing a lot of our long-term global models suggest that this system may try to develop, but we do want to emphasize there is a lot of uncertainty regarding the eventual track of this system. What we believe here is the system, by Thursday morning, it'll be somewhere north of Hispaniola, and the eventual track of this system, I think in large part will depend on when it starts to actually form. If this forms early and starts to strengthen, then it would start to feel more of the influences of the high off to this north and east and some of the upper level influences as well. That would allow the system to begin to turn to the north a little bit early, so favor more of an easterly track. That would mean some impacts for the southeast U.S. and the eastern seaboard. Then on the entirely opposite end of the range of possibilities, if the system does not form or remains extremely weak, then it would likely miss some of the upper level influences, which would push the system farther west through the Florida Straits and perhaps into the eastern Gulf of Mexico. I know the American model has been a little bit more in line with this solution, the European tending to favor a more easterly track. So the bottom line is we're really not going to know a ton about exactly where this system is going to head until it starts to form and once forecast models really start to hone in on its position and its strength. So bottom line, I would say you should just stay updated by the time we head towards the weekend, certainly, and early next week as well. We'll continue to track this system as well as the rest of the tropical Atlantic here on WKRG.